All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're going to uncover the absolutely fascinating science hiding inside one of the world's all-time favorite treats.
I mean, have you ever actually just stared through the oven glass and wondered what exactly is going on in there? Like, why do they spread out so perfectly across the pan? How do they get that gorgeous golden brown color? And why, are some cookies incredibly soft and chewy while others give you that really satisfying crispy snap?
Well, we're going to completely reframe this simple kitchen task. Because believe it or not, baking a cookie isn't just following a recipe. It's a highly dynamic, real-time chemistry experiment. Literally, every single time you preheat that oven, you're basically stepping into a complex lab. And every ingredient you use, it's got a highly specific superpower.
Section 1. Anatomy of the ingredients. Let's take a look at the raw materials that act as our cast of characters way before we apply any heat whatsoever. So every component in our ingredient matrix here has a very specific chemical job to do. You've got flour acting as your structure builder, sugar managing the moisture and spread, butter bringing the tenderness, and eggs stepping up as nature's binder. Let's actually break down exactly how they pull this off.
First up, flour. Now, flour contains two super important proteins called gluten and gliadin. When you mix these guys with water, they link up to form a structural network, which we all know as gluten. Think of gluten like a microscopic web that catches gases and gives the cookie its actual physical structure. This is exactly why your mixing technique matters so much. Mix your dough just a little bit and you get softer cookies. But if you overmix it, you build up that gluten web and you're going to end up with a much firmer bite.
Then there's sugar. And sugar's hidden jobs go way beyond just, making things sweet. It's actively manipulating moisture and setting the stage for total visual perfection. See, sugar actually attracts water, which keeps the cookies moist. It also helps the dough spread out across the pan. And as it gets hot, it's largely the reason you get that gorgeous golden brown color. Next up, we have butter. Now, obviously, butter melts in the oven, and as it does, it makes the cookies spread and create steam. But butter's most crucial job actually happens on a microscopic level. It physically coats those flour proteins we just talked about, which directly reduces gluten formation. By blocking that gluten web from getting too tough, butter is what ensures your final cookie is soft, perfectly tender, and wonderfully crumbly. And to hold the whole shebang together, we rely on eggs, nature's ultimate binder. They provide vital moisture, they trap air to give the dough a little lift, and they add extra protein. As the cookies bake, those egg proteins denature and coagulate, which is really just a fancy scientific way of saying they unravel and firm up, pulling the entire recipe together so the cookie holds its final delicious shape.
Moving on to Section 2, the chemical catalysts. This is where we introduce the chemical engines that give our cookies that crucial lift.
Here is where baking powder and baking soda come to the rescue as our chemical leavening agents. When you combine sodium bicarbonate, which is just baking soda, with an acid, you trigger a rapid chemical reaction. This creates tiny bubbles of carbon dioxide gas, plus some water and salt. Those expanding little gas bubbles, they are exactly what makes the cookies lighter and less dense. Baking powder is honestly even cooler because it already packs both the acid and the base together. It literally just sits there in your pantry waiting for moisture and heat to activate it.
Section 3. The heat reactions. Let's move things over to the oven and see what happens when we blast our raw materials with intense thermal energy. Enter absolutely one of the most important chemical reactions in all of culinary science, the Maillard reaction. This is a reaction between the amino acids from our proteins and reducing sugars, and it only kicks off when things get really hot. So why does this matter to us? Well, without the Maillard reaction, our cookies would come out of the oven looking totally pale, super flat, and honestly, tasting pretty boring.
The massive sensory payoff of the Maillard reaction is exactly what we all crave. It's what gives us that iconic golden brown color, that unbelievable, mouth-watering aroma that fills up your whole house, and that deeply rich, complex flavor. It is, quite literally, the chemistry of deliciousness.
But hey, the Maillard reaction isn't acting alone in there. As the temperature inside that oven keeps climbing, the sugar begins to undergo caramelization. Now we've got to distinguish this from the Maillard reaction. Caramelization exclusively involves the sugar breaking down as temperatures get higher and higher. This specific reaction is what gives cookies that slightly nutty flavor, a distinct caramel taste, and an even darker, richer color.
Okay, so let's put it all together and finally answer our opening question. Why do cookies spread out but then permanently lock into shape? Walk through this exact physical timeline with me. First, the butter melts. Second, the sugar dissolves. Third, the moisture turns into steam. Fourth, that carbon dioxide from our chemical leaveners expands. And finally, step 5, the proteins from the eggs set and the starch from the flour hardens. That fifth and final step, that is the exact moment your cookie locks into its final structure.
All right, section 4, crispy versus soft. Let's talk about engineering texture and how we can take all of this high-level chemistry and use it to practically engineer our perfect cookie.
It's amazing because tiny ingredient variables completely change the final product. If you're someone who prefers a soft cookie, you want to engineer your dough with more moisture, heavy on the brown sugar, and use a shorter bake time. But if you're chasing that crispy snap, you just tweak the formula. Less moisture, more white sugar, and a longer bake time. You are literally acting as a food scientist right in your own kitchen.
When you really step back and look at the big picture, a simple cookie is just a wonderful, delicious example of chemistry in our everyday lives. The structural support from the flour, the binding power of the eggs, the leavening gases, and those intense heat reactions, they all just perfectly snap together like a giant edible puzzle.
So the very next time you whip up a batch of cookies, remember, you aren't just baking. You are putting hardcore science into action. And it kind of makes you wonder, right? What other everyday kitchen tasks are secretly complex chemistry experiments just hiding in plain sight? Keep observing, keep